Wow. Welcome to the first ever Silicon Slopes Tech Summit. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for braving the weather. Thank you for being here. This is amazing. It's been a long, winding, and implausible journey that has led to me standing here in front of you today to launch an annual event that I genuinely believe will become the cornerstone in our community's efforts to be recognized as a national and global innovation hub. I'm excited to be here. I'm honored to have the privilege of welcoming you to an event built by and for entrepreneurs, dreamers, and fans of flat-brimmed hats and flannel shirts. So again, I say welcome. Welcome to your event. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. Our board appreciates it. Our whole organization appreciates this. I've been told you're never supposed to thank sponsors, organizers, or volunteers at the very beginning of an event. But man, they're the only reason why we're all here today. Please join me in thanking these incredible partners for meaningfully supporting our community and for making this event possible. Please give it up to our partners, our sponsors. Without these folks, we wouldn't have this remarkable chance to come together as a community over the next couple of days. Actually, before I bring out who's really behind this whole event, making this happen, I want to talk about that word chance for a moment. I can't think of a word that more accurately describes the thrill and agony of being an entrepreneur than chance. We often think of chance in terms of taking it. We'll hear things like, I'm just going to take a chance and see what happens. Or she took a chance and look how well it turned out for her. What you don't often hear is how many chances are given. Entrepreneurship is lonely, but you're never really alone. No one succeeds in this game by themselves, no matter what story is told after success has arrived. Along the way, we've all been given a chance by someone else to grow and become better. Better entrepreneurs, better leaders, and better people. I look out on this crowd and I see what feels like hundreds of people, and backstage especially with Josh and Aaron and Ryan and Dave Elkington and Kareen and Dave Bateman and Brad Rencher and Todd Peterson. I look back there, I look out here, people who personally gave me the chance to stand in front of you today. I'm grateful for that. It makes me want to do what I can to give other people a chance. The last time I was on a stage like this, for those who remember, I talked about what it was like growing up, knowing that I was adopted and how important it was to have shared that experience with my older brother, Chad. What I left out of that story is the person who gave me my first chance, my biological mother. The first time I met her, I could barely keep all of my emotions in check. I was 15 years old, sitting inside a booth at a Sizzler in Provo, Utah, with my older brother, Chad, my parents, and a social worker. I was excited, nervous, scared, confused, and a little bitter. I was in a weird place, both figuratively and literally. I was about to meet my birth mom at a Sizzler. Mom and Dad, can we meet our real mom? That's how this whole thing started. It was Chad who managed to summon the courage to ask the question. He could actually remember living with her before we were both adopted. I couldn't remember anything. I could barely wrap my head around the fact that I was adopted. I had so many questions. But there were some that loomed larger than others. I wanted to know if she looked like me and my brother. I wanted to know about my biological father. Mostly, though, I wanted to know why she chose to give me up for adoption. Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm your mom, she said that day at Sizzler. She gave me a big hug as tears trickled down her cheeks. I didn't realize it then, but looking back on it now, I could tell she was also going through this amazing, incredible, intense emotional roller coaster that day. Over the next 15 years, I came to know the woman I used to only be able to fantasize about as a child. She was a big Clint Eastwood fan, hence my first name, and an avid reader of anything written by Louis L'Amour. A few years ago, I started sending her Elmore Leonard novels just to try to rock her world and shake her L'Amour testimony. She wandered through a difficult life with grace and humility, hoping to one day find harmony, hoping to one day find peace. When her sister called me about a week before Start SLC, Beehive's first big event, and told me that peaceful day was rapidly approaching, I realized that I never got around to asking her why she gave me up for adoption. It turns out the need never arose. I'd found the answer somewhere along the way. She didn't give me up. She gave me a chance. What ultimately comes of that falls on my shoulders, but because of her courage, her decision, her life, I get to make that determination. On her last night on earth, in a hospital less than a mile away from the Sizzler where we first met, as Chad and I stood over her bedside and watched her take her final breath, it was my turn to have tears trickle down my cheeks. I held her hand, kissed her forehead, and silently whispered, "Thanks for the chance, Mom." As a community, as entrepreneurs, and as individuals, we should actively seek out opportunities to give others a chance. By creating this new organization, by bringing Silicon Slopes and Beehive startups together, by finally uniting behind a compelling vision, we have the opportunity to empower Utah's startup and tech community to learn, connect, and serve in order to make entrepreneurship open and accessible to all. There's never been more money, talent, or resources available to startups in Utah's history. It's hard to believe there's ever been a more exciting time to be an entrepreneur in the Beehive State. Silicon Slopes is home to more than 5,000 tech companies. We're no longer a small community with just a couple of success stories. We're rapidly becoming a vibrant, diverse global innovation hub with some of the greatest entrepreneurs and companies in the world. We're lucky. We've accomplished a lot, but we still got a lot of work to do. In the years to come, our community will be called upon to overcome and solve a number of challenges. Paramount to our continued success and prosperity is our duty to ensure the Silicon Slopes don't rise while the rest of Utah falls or remains stagnant. We have a responsibility to care for and lift up those around us, whether they work in tech or not. Startup Santa has taught us the power and influence our community can wield to do good and make a meaningful difference in people's lives. This past holiday season, Startup Santa raised $400,000 and 87,000 books this past holiday season. Look what we can accomplish as a community when we rally behind the cause of giving others a chance. Give yourself a round of applause for that. That is an amazing number. Thank you. Thank you for supporting Startup Santa. So you know, we have 347,000 Utah children living at or near the poverty level. More than half of those children are at risk of intergenerational poverty. We can't leave these children behind. We just can't. While startup communities around the world are making real progress toward welcoming and opening up themselves to entrepreneurs of every stripe and background, there is still a long road to hoe before that battle is won. The struggle to break into this game is all too real for those who can't even get a ticket. We, everyone in this room, must assume a leading role in this effort. With the formation of this uniquely influential organization and the launch of this incredible event, we pledge to work tirelessly to empower Utah's startup and tech community to learn, connect, and serve in order to make entrepreneurship in Silicon Slopes open and accessible to all. In order to give those around us a chance, we at least have to try. All right, 2017 is going to be a great year. We live in a great state with a great tech community. This is going to be a great event. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to the first ever Silicon Slopes Tech Summit.